Hi guys, it's Ashley, and today I am going to give you guys my top 10 tips on how to survive high school. Now, I'm graduating in a little bit less than 5 months, and I feel like I have a good grasp on what high school is really about, and what high school has to offer, and how to get through it. High school is inevitable, we all have to go through it at some point, and these are just going to be my tips on how to get through it and get through it smoothly without too many bumps in the road. And yeah, I guess that's it. Let's get into the video then. Tip number 1, join clubs and sports. Now, I know that that's kind of like very generic and everyone's like, oh, you have to join extracurriculars, college, but quite honestly, you are going to make so many friends if you join clubs, and you are going to meet so many new people. In high school, in total, I have done at least one club every year. Doing clubs has just generally made high school more fun. Not only do you have this new group of friends, but you also have some place to go and just kind of hang out, and you're part of something. So tip number 2 is going to be to surround yourself with a wide variety of people. Now, I know it's very easy to sort of stick with one clique or group of people that you feel safest with or that you connect with most. But honestly, if you start to introduce yourself and meet different types of people, like for example, one of my best friends is very into running and is very sporty and athletic, which is the complete opposite of me. I cower in fear of anything that has to do with physical activity. But regardless of the fact that she's very sporty and I'm very not, we still get along like two peas in a pod. Like, we are almost the exact same person in a lot of respects, which is I would have never known if I wouldn't have started hanging out with different sort of people. Tip number 3, don't stretch yourself too thin. I know I have a very big tendency to sort of push myself to do more than I can take on at one point. It's one of my biggest flaws. Taking on a lot of responsibility at one time and a lot of different things is not going to really help you. You're going to get overstressed. If you stretch yourself too thin and take on too many things at once, you're going to have what I like to call the weekly breakdown, which is basically when you're under so much stress and anxiety and just doing way too much at one time than you can handle, so you just basically go home and cry for 3 straight hours and eat cookie dough ice cream, because I have done this many a times. Actually, don't prevent the cookie dough ice cream, eat the cookie dough ice cream anyway, but prevent the tears. Keep in mind that you already are going to have a ton of schoolwork to do, because there's no getting around that. So on top of that, maybe only doing one extracurricular rather than piling on 5 at one time, because you are going to be so tired and just run down, and you're just going to be taking on way too much than you can handle at one time. And it is honestly just not okay. Don't do it. Yeah, I'm good with words, obviously. Tip number 4, take a class that you wouldn't normally take. By this I mean if you're very into art or English or music or history, just take something completely outside of your comfort zone. But one of the best classes that I've ever taken in high school that I just sort of took on a limb is a history through the media class, which I am not big on history, and it is possibly my favorite class that I've taken all of high school. So tip number 5, short, sweet, and to the point, don't be that guy. Everybody knows who that guy is. We all have encountered that guy at least once in our lives. Don't be that person. End of discussion. End of story. Tip number 6, and possibly the hardest thing to do, because I have been here before, all the time. Basically, try not to procrastinate all of your work to the last minute. We would all rather be scrolling through our dashboard on Tumblr, looking up pics of Merthyr and Doctor Who, because I know I am very guilty of this. But shut down Tumblr, keep off the internet, and just finish your work. When you're sitting there struggling to try to get your essay done at the last minute, or your paper, or your homework, or something, and you are stressing out completely about it, you're going to be sitting there going, I probably shouldn't have sat on Tumblr until 4 in the morning last night and actually have gotten this essay done. Tip number 7 is going to be to stay organized. I get one of those day calendar organizers, and I will write down in all of it just different things that I have to do for the day, or my homework, or due dates, or really anything. Don't just shove all of your papers in one folder or binder. Actually organize things and keep things separate. I have that tendency too. It's just easier, and class is almost over, and you just want to stick it in your binder and go to the next class because you just want to get this day over with. But taking that extra 20 seconds to, open up your binder and put it in the correct spot. or where it would normally go is just going to be a lot better. Tip number 8. And this is quite possibly the most important one. Set aside personal time for yourself. Catch up on that show that you've fallen behind on. Sit on Tumblr, read a book, or sit on YouTube and watch YouTube videos, because it is actually going to reduce a lot of the stress and anxiety that you have and are going through, and it is going to be very, very helpful. Tip number 9, try to stay away from drama. So when Kimberly over in the corner is crying because her boyfriend just broke up with her, just give her a pat on the back, tell her things are going to be better, and don't go over to her boyfriend and bite his head off, because that is not going to help anything. Finally, tip number 10. Okay, this one is super, super, super important, especially if you are a junior right now. Don't overwork yourself senior year. Now, I'm not saying to just be lazy and take easy classes. It doesn't matter who you are, you're going to get senioritis at some point. Probably within the first 2 weeks. You're just going to sit there and go, I'm a senior. Don't really want to do any of this anymore. Reduce your workload a tiny bit without completely dropping it down. What I mean by this is maybe instead of taking 4 AP classes like me, you could be taking 2, like the smart kids. You gotta find that balance, that nice, sweet equilibrium. So yes, those are my 10 tips on how to survive high school. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos, because I think I might keep doing this because I'm actually having a good time with this. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, because that would mean the world to me. And I will leave my links to my Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram all in the description. Feel free to, follow me on all of those, because that'd be pretty cool too, maybe. So, yeah. Bye!